Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Let's do it. We got a lot of people down here coming off the RPM meet. It's fun. George, you look great.
Why, thank you. Of course I do.
You look great.
Thank you. Yeah.
We have a good cast and crew. Garza's here. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Yes.
And we have a crowd in the room. Let's hear it.
Big crowd tonight.
All right, Daniel, give us a countdown. Let's have some fun with number 322.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading Show is made possible by viewers like you and is proudly supported by Model Railroader Magazine, helping enthusiasts become better modelers for more than 90 years. To learn more, visit trains.com. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow! Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com. Further support is provided by Microengineering, keeping you on track with quality products for 55 years. Check out their website at www.microengineering.com. Order from your local dealer or order direct by calling 1-800-462-6975. Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show in Model Railroading, show number 322 for July 26, 2025. Wow, this is coming right off of the RPM meet in St. Louis over at Collinsville. I believe they had more than 800 people there, is the last count that I've heard. That's a successful show. All the vendors, Garza's happy. He's happy. ABR Model Works. He worked his butt off. Curtis talked. I couldn't get a word in with him. He worked so hard. But everybody was happy. So sales are good. The hobby's alive and well. The RPM meet was happy. There was a lot of love in the room. A lot of great personalities. First of all, sitting over here on the side here, I've got Allex Hoffner from ABR Model Works. You'll remember that company from Australia. We've talked about their product over the last 2 or 3 years. And Allex is now the new proprietor of that company. So congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
And we're going to wish you all the best. I've got Curtis Koch from Broadway Limited Imports in beautiful Florida.
Almost as hot as it was up here today.
One of my favorites. Don't be Daniels. I always say one of my favorites, Daniel Coon. One of my favorites, Curtis Koch.
There you go.
I know. I guess who's sitting next to me? George Bogatiuk from SoundTraxx.
Where? I hear good things about that guy.
Oh my God.
Because he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
I know. Everywhere. We have Nick Santos, the developer of the Decoder Buddy. That's a product that you may not even know you're using, but Daniel Coombs endorses it fully, and we're going to get to hear why tonight. Also, we've got Thomas Garza, the Sign Guy.
How you doing? How you
Hey,
doing,
Thomas.
everybody? Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, thank you very much.
He is awesome.
Yes,
so
sir.
we've got a lot to talk about tonight. I don't even know where to start. Hopefully we just have a conversation. We got a lot of folks in here, and it's hot as blazes outside today.
I did show some great room shots of the show when we were panning across. And again, the one thing about this year that we keep saying every year, and it didn't stop, is the new faces. There was a gentleman there. I don't even know the name of the company. We didn't interview him. But we glanced by their booth and talked to him momentarily, another 3D printing company, and he was making maintenance of way equipment. Some amazing looking track mechanical machines, all 3D printed. He said he started his business 1 year ago. So the fact is, that's what we keep seeing at these RPM meets, and it's a blessing. The hobby's growing.
I agree.
It is.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ken, we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary based in the United States.
Another 1 year here.
Well, United States, welcome.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think there's a lot of 1 year anniversaries. I mean, it's been 1 year since I was on the show. I was in the back of the line last year and got to be the last one on the show. And you know, this is my 1 year, and a lot has changed. The RPM was absolutely gorgeous today.
Yeah, last year you were you were the person that everybody seriously said, hey, did you see the guy over there selling signs? Yeah. And that's how you got that nickname.
Sign Guy, yeah.
Well, there was one thing that did happen at the show, because I asked Joe Fugate at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, he was there set up. I said, was there anything that absolutely just jumped out at you that, you know, you wouldn't expect to see, like the Sign Guy, right? Who's this guy? There was a gentleman selling the ball bearing track testers, I guess.
Oh, I saw that.
yes.
And it also cleaned the track.
The wheels on the loco.
wheels.
Yeah.
AO Rail.
Shame on, what's the name of the company?
AO Rail.
AO Rail.
Rail. That's aorail.com probably. Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
With a little asterisk below says,
Anyway, he had ball bearing mechanisms just like we have in G-Scale, where you can put your train on the desk and have it running. He had a device that would read its speed in miles per hour, which would be interesting for speed matching. But another gentleman that came from nowhere, and he was definitely the person Joe Fugate said, did you see this guy over there? He's got a track cleaner. So I expected to see a train that cleans your track. No, it wasn't. It was a device that goes on your desk that cleans the wheels on your locomotives and freight cars. So important to point out. It was really neat. And he sold out. So I couldn't buy one to have it on the show, but I think he just left. Is he still here? Is he down here?
No, I think he left.
Okay, he left already. We will learn more about that in future shows because it's worth talking about. And I got to stop at that. All right,
Yeah,
George,
that's
take it
great.
over. Talk about something.
Talk about
Are
something.
you allowed to talk about new machines and stuff?
Well, I can allude to it.
Okay.
Apparently.
Can you allude to it? Because SoundTraxx is, I mean, they are just innovating and innovating and
We're doing a lot.
innovating. And now they got the new machine that looks like the raccoon picking out of the water bowl. It's the picker. It's the picker. I love that machine on video.
So, to fill in the background,
Okay.
SoundTraxx builds here in the United States. We do our assembly here in the United States, and that by doing so, we have our
No
machines.
tariffs. No tariffs.
Well, not all of our parts are built domestically, but as of right now,
It's going to change.
I'm hoping it changes. But we manufacture all of our electronics here in Durango, Colorado. So if anybody comes down to see the Durango and Silverton Railroad with those nasty old steam engines running around, come out and give us a call.
They're
We'll be happy.
They're not nasty.
Yeah. No, I love those things. I'm so glad we live in a town that I get to see steam every day.
Yes.
I try not to take it for granted. But anyway, if anybody does come to visit and ride the railroad, give us a call. We'll be happy to give you a tour of the factory, show you everything. But yeah, there was a lot of excitement this week. We were getting a brand new machines, assembly machines. So a lot of work was going into this. We've been working on it for about 9 months or so. We had to pick the machines, then coordinate their arrival and everything in here. So those were being installed this week. We'll probably be showing some pictures at some point
That's
on our
exciting.
SoundTraxx website.
That's cool.
It just shows that we're committed to building here. And that's one of the best things I love about wearing this name on my shirt is because we manufacture here. And by doing that, it allows us to hand test every single one of our decoders as they're coming off. Now, whether we're building for Athearn or Bachmann or whoever, every one of those decoders are hand tested by our technicians before they go out the world. You buy a decoder from the store, you know it's been hand tested by our technicians to make sure.
You know, they test them with the NCE system. I've seen it. They got these things.
Yep.
And you know why?
Because it's reliable.
It is reliable.
I know.
And it gives us, our technicians, a quick, easy way to be able to test everything. So we do test them. If you go to our YouTube channel, SoundTraxx DCC on YouTube, and you search SoundTraxx Tour, you'll see a short little 2-minute video we did a couple of years ago showing the old machines. Now they're the old machines, but the whole assembly process, including the hand testing. And like I said, that's one of the biggest things I'm very proud of being able to wear on my shirt. And knowing that I know where everything's at, and our technicians are fantastic. They build the great decoders, and they make sure they work.
And yes, you can bake a pizza in the soldering heat oven as it goes through.
Yes.
Yes, it'll.
So without getting into the whole thing, it's assembled on there. The solder paste goes through an oven. So those of you with your soldering irons, don't worry about overheating the board. The whole
Right.
thing goes through an oven and is baked
Yes.
to melt all the solder. So, but along those lines, this weekend we were really excited. We didn't quite have it ready for Novi last week, so this is breaking news to everybody
Ooh,
here.
this is
We need
breaking
like
news.
the news
No,
graphic.
No, for real.
It's really long. Yeah. I want to see that.
On the What's Neat
I
show.
need the dots.
On the What's Neat show, George is about to make a special announcement that was not made at the NMRA National.
Yep.
I love my voice like that.
Well, good. That makes one of us.
Go ahead. Go ahead. This is big news because this little engine right here is going to get life. It's going to be alive. And you know
That
why?
is-
Tell them why.
Because we've got Blunami in the 1100 format. So for those of you guys in
It's
N
little.
scale
It's little.
or small scale HO locomotives, the Blunami announcement for 1100 is coming very soon. We were so fast on this. I got the ability to print the sign at 3 o'clock on Wednesday before I flew out here.
Okay.
So I don't have MSRP done yet, and I don't have anything in there as far as retailer announcements or anything like that. So you guys are hearing this first. Well, second after the people at the show, but but I'm really excited about this because you know my general that I've been put together, the Bachmann 440 general that I did.
I love that model.
And
oh my God, you want to talk about that?Lee Riley at Bachmann. Remember Lee Riley?
I remember
God
Lee
love
Riley.
him.
Moment of silence.
We would call each other he called me a lot on Sundays usually, but sometimes I would just call him at odd hours and I would say, "Hey Lee, 440," and then I would hang up. No, I did that to him for 2 years because my grandfather bought that engine back in 1987 from some sort of a store here that sold service merchandise. For some reason, they sold Bachmann train sets. And that 440 was in a set with a couple passenger cars. And back then, he loved it. It was cute. It was a steam kettle. And he loved that old-fashioned steam stuff. I
Yep.
mean, this is Grandpa, right? I mean, Lord, I got pictures of Grandpa and Grandma next to a Bachmann 440. I'll put it on the screen. For real.
Wow,
This is
that's
Grandma and
awesome.
Grandpa.
That's awesome.
that's cool.
So, the whole point was it was a gorgeous engine, but it ran like crap because it had a drive mechanism of a drive shaft from the tender to the locomotive. And it just wasn't that mechanically as reliable as you
Yep.
would hope.
It wasn't smooth.
And when I kept calling him on the phone and saying 440, 440, what I meant was at that point they had arrived to the coreless motors. These coreless motors were smaller and they had torque. And so you could take that gorgeous little, grab one of those off the shelf right there. It doesn't matter which one.
Oh yeah, there they
You
are.
can take one of these little gorgeous little Christmas tree ornaments in HO scale. You can trick it out to make it look exactly authentic as to the time period like George did with his. And they eliminated the drive shaft between the tender and the steam engine. In
Yep.
fact, I think, didn't they shoehorn sound into these?
Yeah, there's a decoder.
So there
in
is
there,
a
sound
decoder in here, and this has got sound in it. But the whole point is with Blunami, now you can put the little Blunami decoder in your N scale, in your 440, or in my side rod switcher, which I don't even run these because they won't make it across a dead frog that's longer than the engine, right? But with the Blunami and a current keeper in it, I can now just pull that engine
That
or
little
this engine out and
Blunami.
run it with my cell phone.
Yeah.
That little Blunami is going to have a current keeper?
No, it's not going to be
No,
built
but you
on.
can
You can
okay.
add it in.
You can add it
Okay.
up.
But
But now it's small enough for this little. This is going to be for N scale too, right?
Yeah, N-scale guys will love it. They can put in their N-scale steam. They can put in their N-scale diesels, the small stuff. And the reason I brought that up is because we did that segment for you where I showed you step by step how I tricked it out.
I'm running video clip of it.
And you can go
did
back
this
and watch
model.
it on your
Yes.
YouTube channel. But I went out and cut all this out, and so I had to use an 1100. But it's kind of been in the box because I hadn't. Now that I'm going to all Blunami, I haven't been able to run it. But now with the 1100, you're going to start seeing that out again because that is one of my favorite engines. But now with Blunami, I can run it on my phone and. Go to our website, go to our YouTube channel, learn more about the Blunami. But I'm really excited
we're
about.
going to tell them about it right here. The Blunami. Another good thing is you can run it with your regular system you got. So I got Digitrax, I got NCE. Just because I put a Blunami in it doesn't mean I can't run it with my system I already got.
Yep.
But the beauty of it is I can take this over to Mike Buddy's house, or your house, or someone's house, my house, your house, whose house. Anyway, I can take my cell phone and this out of the box, and it'll run. It'll run. I can run it on your layout and not even interfere with your system, whatever you got.
Yeah, it's just all you need to do is power the Blunami up. So as long as it's got power, you connect to the app and you're running trains.
Right. So now you go to the website and pre-order them and order them.
Yep, and go to our YouTube channel. There's a lot of great video on the Blunami series in general. We do a lot of tutorials, and I will also say that if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, whatever you need, give us a call at SoundTraxx, give us an email. We answer our phones Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 Mountain Time, by a human being, by the way. And so we're here to help you out. We want to be partners in your hobby, and we want to make sure you're enjoying it. And that's why we're pushing the envelope with all the technological advances like Blunami and other things that we've done over the years. So we're having a lot of fun enjoying it and hope to share that with everybody very, very soon. So if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, make sure you are. Make sure you talk to your retailer, pre-order these. We'll have information posted on the website probably within the next week or so.
Right. All right, Curtis Koch, what's going on? You got mobbed at the show, and I'm not sure why. Probably because you got some very interesting new announcements that you have made over the past 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. So
these business cars are magnificent. Why don't you talk about some of this stuff?
Yeah. So running on the layout right actually over our shoulders here are the 5-car Penzi sets that have just come out.
It's
and those are reaching stores now. And we actually, at Novi, we announced a new run of those cars, and what we actually did is we're modifying our P70 coach tooling to make it plated over the windows, just like how the 1947 American Freedom train was. Because P70s were actually used on that train, and we have a 5-car set that includes the Combine, 3 coaches. You'll get 2 with the Golden Eagle placed on the side, and 1 that has the Freedom train written across the middle, and then you get a business car on the rear that will all match the paint that Rapido put on their Alco PA. We are starting to do that a lot more, and it started with how well it was received with our UP Kenefic business car. The business
that was
cars,
your idea too, by the way.
The UP business cars have been my labor of love at Broadway Limited, and we've got more
You
other
are the
roads.
most valuable asset Bob has. No,
I appreciate that.
This was a home run. This was a home run. This is one of those things, when you have a home run like this doesn't happen that often in the industry. This is notable.
Yeah.
That's why I'm noting it.
And part of the reason I think why I was slammed at the RPM was because I think everybody that came to our booth picked up the Power Car sample that we had, picked up the Fox River sample that we had, picked up that Kenefic sample on the table here, and asked, is there more? And are you doing other roads? BNSF, Santa Fe, Union Southern Pacific, CSX, Norfolk Southern, etc. And I can say, yes, there are more coming. Other roads will be coming to, Conrail was another one that's been mentioned too. Just lots of other business cars that have been done. And I'm really surprised that the business car market has been ours for the taking, the modern day ones at least, because, I mean, outside of the brass cars, which are gorgeous, you'd have to, maybe get an extension on your mortgage or something to afford it. Because the Kenefic, for example, in brass, you'd be paying anywhere between $1,100 to $2,000 on eBay or through secondhand, whereas you can get that car on the table there, street price $103. And all the light functions are touch controlled on the roof, which I think fit into the theme.
Oh, that was a surprise.
The theme of this RPM was how technology is advancing the hobby, and our passenger cars having the touch sensors on the top to individually control the interior light, the marker lights, the
I'm
ditch
showing
lights,
video right now.
everything.
You're seeing it.
It's really been remarkable, the reception for that, and we've got a lot of other great business cars coming in the works. We're currently working on the Santa Fe BNSF William Barstow Strong theater car.
Oh, with the great big window on the back.
Right, exactly. Yep. So we're working.
Coachyard made that.
They're in the middle of making it right now.
Are they making it again?
Yeah, Fred came over and said that we're running him out of business because of all the different cars that we are offering.
We love Fred.
Fred is great. Yeah,
Fred's a classic.
But no, in all seriousness, the business cars have been really well received, and a lot of guys have been asking, "Are you going to do more?" Well, once we, like how it was for the Kennefics, once we see the success of it and what gauge of the market is, then we can go into more other options. I've been asked about so many different car types for UP and other cars from other railroads, so that's been really, really popular, and we're excited to keep.
They're running
down
that.
road.
Weren't they running that big boy last week or something? Were they
Yeah,
taking it over?
and the Power Car and the Fox River were both on that
Yep,
train,
I
which
did
we're
notice
making
that.
models of.
Okay.
Which
Now, something else we talked about on last week's show, because we talked about this big boy on last week's show for a few minutes. That's Ed in the cabin, isn't it? The gray-haired guy?
yeah, you can think of it as Ed.
That's awesome.
I think that's the first time that nobody modeled Steve Lee on a model, but Ed Dickens' brother, you now are in history in the model railroad world too. Isn't that weird? How many Eds are running around now? About 3,000 Eds
I
at
mean,
layouts?
you can't even imagine. Yeah, the amount of big boys we've done over the years has been remarkable. And our newest run, actually, we updated the details of the 4014 to add the PTC details. It's not on the table
Nice.
here, but you will notice that it has the 3 dynamos on the fireman's side that helps power the PTC system.
Okay.
You've got the Sinclair antenna on the roof of the cab, and then you've got the PTC box, which would be located right about the deck of the water, right where it meets the oil, right where George is pointing right there, yeah. And all of those have been added on to accurately model the UP excursion trains, and with our business cars mixed with some Walters cars in there, you're going to have one heck of an awesome looking excursion train. When I was in Denver at the Rocky Mountain Train Show, the Kennefics had just came into stores, and every single HO scale layout had a UP excursion train, and every single one had a Kennefic on the back of them. And we've got more of them out. We've got the Lone Star Lincoln, which if you saw the big boy going across its tour this past summer when it went in your backyard, the Lincoln was on the back of that train. So you can model that train as well with many different drumhead styles. Just remarkable cars. And the final one that just recently came in, the little guy on the end, can't forget about him, the Pennsylvania
hold
Railroad
on.
B6.
I got pictures of this. Check this out. And the slope back tender. Look how sexy that is. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I mean, that is just such an interesting looking, and this thing is a jewel, mechanical jewel.
Really great model. Yeah.
I'm not buttering you up. I'm stating it the way it is.
I understand, and for
Yes.
he wants to take
He's gonna take it home and looking at it.
that was our first steam switcher that we
Yes.
have done over the years at Broadway Limited, and that has been a home run amongst Penn Z guys. I got so many compliments from that at the RPM over the weekend, and even at Novi the week before. Such a great little engine, perfect for branch line service, yard work, whatever you have it, different variations too. So it's definitely a model that a lot of guys are clamoring for, and just like how the business cars were, are you going to do other steam switchers from other railroads?
That's got a current keeper in it. I know that's your name, current
Right.
keeper, but it's got a Kleenex. It's got a Kleenex in it. Right? Did I just poke you?
Probably.
You're the- oh, Lord.
That's all right.
Okay. The whole point is this is a very small locomotive, and it runs smooth as hell because it doesn't stall.
Right.
It just
right.
goes.
The go packs in them really help keep them going. And the other thing is too is that if you are a person that likes to have all one decoder type and you want to have all SoundTraxx, the stealth models, we make it really easy. All you have to do is just get your decoder, plug it in. You don't have to install a speaker, and it's good to go. And it's
that's been a big thing.
Simple thing. And a lot of other manufacturers have not done that where they put the speaker in there. You still have to do
Right.
that. We made it easy. It's literally plug and play, and you're good to go. Just need your 21-pin decoder. If you're N scale, next 18 is the board for that. So 18-pin decoder for N scale diesel or steam, and you're good to go.
You know what's really cool about this show? You're not on the TV right here.
Right.
And normally the TV's right here.
In person.
I like
Careful,
it.
don't touch them too much.
Oh, Lord.
My hologram will flicker.
All right, Alex, why don't you tell us about what you got going on with ABR Model Works? First of all, that's quite an adjustment to move a company from Australia to the United States, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's been really quite the move. When all the inventory came over to my house, 55 boxes, all various sizes. I mean, they gave me a call when it was on the way and said, we just want to make sure you're home to receive this. That way we're not loading up the truck and then you're just not there. But yeah, all the inventory has been moved over. We've been getting things back into stock. And I just announced these 2 items at the show this weekend. And they are the rail bumpers in HO scale. And I've been showing off them all weekend. And they fit just on 83 and 170 rail as well. And the main thing is that they're made out of plastic, so that way you can set them directly on the rails, and you don't have to worry about shorting out your DCC system. Yeah, and we've been smashing cars into them all weekend. I mean, they're just as durable.
Just like the real thing.
Yeah. I mean, it just bounces right off, and we've got those in stock. We sold out, actually. I mean, they flew off the shelves on the first day. I mean, I got to go home. I have more orders for them on the website already.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, you sell a bunch of buildings. You sell really great 3D printed detail parts for buildings and piping and structures and ductwork. I mean, there is how many products, how many SKUs do you have now? Do you have do you even know?
It's probably combined HO&N probably over 400 at this point.
400.
Yeah.
Now, is all this on a website? Have you developed a new website, or are you using the old website?
Still using the old website, except I've made a lot of changes to it.
Okay.
Still the same old website, abrmodelworks.com.
Okay.
Yep. And I've made a lot of new changes. I just implemented a new software so that way you just type in an email and it'll let you know when a product is immediately back in stock.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
Yeah. That way, I used to do it by newsletter. I was like, hey, this stuff is back in stock, and now you just have to fill out a simple form and immediately.
We used to lick stamps.
Yeah.
What's a stamp?
Wait a minute. You're not too young for that, are you?
No.
I pay a lot of bills.
I'm 50-something years old.
I'm 26.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I also
30 years experience.
Yeah, I also re-released our paint drying rack at the show. It's had new designs.
Now, this is a neat idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know the prior owner, Chris, he sent you over an example before, but I've made a couple of changes, designs to it to make it more usable, more user-friendly.
I had no idea he sent that to me.
Yeah.
We'll have to go up in the attic and pull down your box.
You will. Yeah, because the old one, I made several design changes.
And see what's in there and see what you might need back.
Yeah, and the thing is that we include 20 SKUs for you to use. That way you can just stick whatever, 3D print on top, and you can rotate it while you're painting it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's handy.
A lot of people I've seen, during my research, they use homemade solutions. And, like with Windows, for example, tape on a table. I mean, you got to paint it, let it dry, then you have to turn it over
That's
again.
exactly how I do it.
Yep. And with this, I mean, you can hot glue or you can use modeling thing, and you can stick it right on there and just rotate it while you're painting it, get the full coverage right away.
And it'll fit in a convection oven too, so you can bake it.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. We bake our paint, right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and so with this kit, you get the paint rack, obviously, but then you get 20 wooden dowels as well that are 1/4 inch.
Right.
And if you have your own, you can more than welcome use them. The whole size goes up to 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch and anything smaller can fit right in there.
I can see that being really handy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And Ken brought it up today. He's like, "Is this a tool rack?" And I'm like,
That's what I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It really could be.
Could be.
It really could be.
Yeah, different screwdrivers.
It can also hold paintbrushes too. If
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Dry paint. Yeah, and this is our first new laser product that's made entirely in the USA.
Awesome.
So.
Now, you're building a layout? Are you a model railroader yourself?
I am.
Model stuff?
Yes.
And have you started to work some of the really cool buildings into your layout? Tell me the gentleman that owned ABR Model Works. Remind me.
Chris Percival.
Chris Percival.
Yes.
Boy, I know that name.
Yes.
He would call me from Australia. We would talk at the most odd times of the day.
Yeah.
And when I would call him, it'd be like $60 sometimes, that phone bill. Anyway, he made a lot of really great buildings, and I figured that you're probably bringing them in onto your layout.
Yeah, yep. So I don't have a layout. I belong to a great club, the Hawkeye Model Railroad Club. And
Oh, you guys, no kidding. Daniel, I don't know if we can hear. We got Denny here, right? It's Denny?
Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry.
We have shown off your layout on the show before. I'm probably going to show some pictures now that I got my computer. I haven't seen it lately. He's got pictures. So you need to give them to me. But I think it was Denny Yelsma that put us onto your club or something.
Is correct. That is
And
correct.
you guys built a brand new building to promote this hobby. And now you're in the process of building a gorgeous layout.
Correct.
And you're involved in that. And there's going to be ABR Model Works on that layout building.
They sure will. Yeah, they sure will.
I like it. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I love going to the club scene, and I
It's
know.
a beautiful, beautiful setup.
It's beautiful.
Where is that club located?
It's in Iowa City, Iowa.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we fundraised, I think it was like over $175,000.
Yes.
And it was all club contributions. And then we
Wow.
basically built the entire building ground up.
And Denny makes you all shirts for you too, doesn't he?
That's correct.
Yes, he
I
does.
love that guy. Wait a minute, do I have the hat on?
You do.
I do.
You do.
This is a hat that we were giving away. I couldn't feel it because of the headphones. We were giving away these hats at the show. We didn't have a lot. I think we had like 25 maybe. But these are freaking beautiful.
Those are beautiful hats. I love those stars.
Oh my God, get me started. There was an engine we were talking about. I can't reach it, but it looks the same as this hat. I'm showing you pictures of it. I shot this Broadway Limited
Yeah,
engine outside,
SD70, yeah.
and it matches our hat. So what I want to do is I want to take that locomotive and have it be Midwest Valley. No, what's neat? What's neat transportation? That was the other club I started. I think that would look fantastic pulling our boxcars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that would look
because
good.
it's the same paint scheme. All right, another story. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're celebrating our first year anniversary here at the RPM. We launched in the U.S. actually at the RPM last year. So like, coming back after a year, I mean, a lot has changed and a lot's, I just keep going from here. I'm excited to see what's to come.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Check out their website, guys. I love it when we have new businesses in our hobby and we want to support them. We're family, man. It's all family.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, let's try. We're going to talk to Nick Santo because, Nick, you have been around a while in our industry. You're very well respected. You are an electronics guru, so to speak, I would say.
Well, actually, I'm an electronics hack.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about your company and what you do to promote this, the best hobby in the world?
Well, just quickly, I started it in the cellar in 2019, and it came from wanting to make a better way to put a decoder with lights into a locomotive. And I experimented around, and 21-pin decoders were just coming on the market, and that gave me options for lights, so I could get ditch lights and number board lights and class lights and truck lights, and I was happy because I had a way to do that, and that was the beginning of it. I looked at
So
the,
you did this for yourself, really, and then created a product?
yes,
Wow.
exactly right. Yep, and so I got 1,000 of them, and went on the road, and Sue and I would go on the road in a motorhome in the wintertime. Went down into Texas, and started showing people, and people started liking them. So I had another 1,000 made, and it went vertical on me. So I've sold a lot and had a lot of fun and met a lot of people and gone to a lot of shows and just had a great time.
So this is the Decoder Buddy. I don't know if you actually said the word on it.
Nope.
He didn't.
But I use those
It's
things.
called the Decoder Buddy.
It's
Now,
called a Decoder
Daniel was bragging a minute ago that he uses them and really endorses this product.
Yeah. Well, last week you talked with Dennis Bartholow, and I've even got them going into OEM models now,
Okay.
or
Nice.
locomotives. So it's well liked, both installers, and it's nice going to a show and hearing, gee, Nick, I use these. I've got dozens of them in
Because
my
it really
locomotives at home.
simplifies the process.
It does. It makes it simple and neat, and it's well labeled, and it works for people.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I use them in some of my stuff. How many did I get from you last week?
Boy, at least 5 or 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that. So when I'm in there converting stuff over, I usually put a buddy in there, and then I'll use the 21 pin.
All right, hold on. Now, just because this is the first time you've heard it, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you do?
Yeah,
because
we
I'm
just-
sounding clueless right now. Hold on. This is supposed to simplify what part of the process? Daniel, help me out with this. What are we simplifying?
Putting a decoder in a locomotive. And,
Okay.
and
Let me just back up for him because
Okay.
I talked to him, in the Spring Creek show that just happened like 3 weeks ago with
Right.
Spring Creek. And he kind of has like this interesting story that I really like just attached to him. So he had some engine. You had an engine. Remember, if I remember the story correctly, you had an engine that was old school engine. Okay, and of course, you know how when we're younger, we buy our engines, and all of a sudden life catches up, so that gets up in a box for a little while, and then all of a sudden we get older, and we're like, you know what, it's time to play trains. And so, if I remember the story correctly, you had an engine that had been one of those guys that was sitting in a box, and then all of a sudden now he wants to play trains. Okay, but now it's DCC. So he needed to get a DCC into this older engine.
Oh God, I remember that. It was a bunch of wires and solder.
When you had said earlier how, you know, it was getting into the trains that made this company, he literally had his engine. Is like, God darn it, I need to get this DCC. And so his little electrical hacking that he said is like, this is what I'm going to do. I want to make this easier. And it's that innovation of him taking like, I need to make this easier because if I need it, possibly somebody else's does.
Okay, so
and that's where his
so you
came
take
from.
the Decoder Buddy and you wire it up in your old Athearn Blue Box engine, and then you plug a decoder into it.
Yes,
And that's the point.
that's the point.
Okay, I get it now.
It gives him a motherboard that's pre-regulated for LEDs.
That's good.
That all's wired in there. You just plug in the decoder, the wires come in. And one of my favorite parts of it is that little daughter board that comes off. So when you were like, you guys have seen me, I do a lot of lights. And so I've got all these wires coming in with like an umbilical cord coming out of the shell. But when I'm working on something, like if I have to do servicing or anything like that, I have to lay the shell off to the side, and then every time I move it around, it's just dragging, bouncing all over the place.
Right.
But your little daughter board comes off so that I can take the shell and set it safely aside, work on the mechanism, and then put it back in, plug it back in, and put the shell back on. And the shell's nice and safe and works just fine. It's protected. I mean, it's a good product. I like it. And I use it. So, and I use a combination of our PMP decoders, 21 pin with buddies or 21 pin with motherboards.
And the
depending.
Blunamis too.
And the Blunamis,
Yep.
absolutely. It
That's-
works
that's a
perfect
big
with the
deal.
Blunamis.
Oh,
So-
that's cool. I'm glad I understand that now. That's
Yes.
really cool.
So
All right,
it's like-
so, and tell us the website where people can go or read about this.
Sure, it's www.nixtrainz.com. Why I spell that is because I can't spell Nick's Trains.
Well, yeah, if you just say it, they won't never find it.
No, never find it.
Right.
And it is X and Z.
Yeah.
How long has Nick been doing this?
Since 2019, we started out
Okay.
in the winter. Yeah.
Boy, you have, because I've heard your name a lot. So
Thank you. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's just, it really, it has had an effect. I know that. Because you have been, I saw the way people interacted with you today at the show. It was all good.
And that's fun. The shows are just great. I enjoy them.
Absolutely.
All right, Sergeant Thomas Garza.
So happy to be here.
You had a great spot in the hallway today at the entrance to the show, so you got the people coming in and going out. You had a lot of new products today. You said you did good today. Why don't you share us about what happened to you today? All of it.
Well, we had a great time. I mean, it's an RPM show, and one of the things that's cool about an RPM show is like literally the people that show up, they're die-hard trained people. And what's also awesome about that also is they come in, the amount of information. I think an RPM show is definitely way different than a train show because it's the amount of information of everybody that's coming in. So that was really a good thing that I got to experience that went really well. I did bring out a couple new products. When I originally created the company, Scale Signs, you were supposed to cut the signs out yourself and then glue them to a pole. But then one day I was a little bored, and I said, I'm just going to make the signs and go ahead and sell them also, which took off.
Right.
And but this year I came out with a little tiny jig that holds the pole, and you put a little magnet on it, and what it does is at the top of it is straight, so you can take your little sign and you can put it on the pole, and it has a little diamond at the top, so you can. All my signs have bolts. That's one of the things that help bring the realistic to it. So it has bolts, and so you line up the top bolt with that point because you can't see the pole, and then you line the bottom bolt to the middle of the pole at the bottom. So you end up with a really nice 90-degree straight pole,
Nice.
sign on there. So I brought that out and wanted to see how it was going to go, and I sold them all out. They're all good, which really makes me happy because that means I will probably make a little less signs. Everybody else can make signs. And then I also came out what I call the Pinnacle pole. The Pinnacle pole is an HO scale channeled pole with holes. Now I did come out.
That's nice.
Yep, you've been talking about the holes.
That's because nobody who does that. Nobody does that, Thomas. You did it.
No. And it took some time. One of the things I have learned, and he's probably learned also in our first year of being a manufacturer, it's really cool. You got some great ideas, but turning it into manufacturing numbers is another story.
Right.
When you build that first one, you're like, oh, cool, it's done. But then you're like, oh, now I got to make, a couple hundred of these things. Mm-hmm. So it turns out to be a little different. So I brought out the Pinnacle pole, which really worked, sold out all those. And so all the new stuff that I brought out, I sold out. And actually, I just want to kind of change the subject just a little bit. One of the things that I realized is I kind of heard people talking about the railroad industry changing where people don't build models anymore. They just want stuff done.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
Yeah. But
yeah,
listening to you about your car here and how beautiful this thing is at $100, what a great price for such a beautiful car. But then you have Allex over here making all these tiny 3D parts. And I'm like, wait a minute, these people are still building in the model.
Yeah.
So the model, all these things you hear about the model, the railroad industry changing a little bit, I don't think it is. I think we now have two sides that are actually both thriving. You got these guys making beautiful models at a great price, and then you got these new guys coming on. Can I say new? Because Allex, he's in his 20s, so he is a spunky guy ready to do some things and make some difference and inject a new vibe into model railroading. And you know what? We're building things again. So it was going back to how I did at the show. I did pretty good at the show, but what really was good was this camaraderie of all these different manufacturers, new manufacturers, older manufacturers, and I actually saw today everything come together. And so I actually had a good day, and that is one of the good things about this model railroad. I saw things come together, and all these little doubts that people would say, I actually saw a solution.
Nice.
So it was how did I do today? Sometimes it's not the money, it's the family that you have. I always tell my customers that you're not my customer, you're my family. You need something, you talk to me. Mm-hmm. And the people, like the family reunion, like I saw you and you're here, and everybody, the other guys that I'm like, oh, you were here last year. Mm-hmm. It's a family reunion, it's camaraderie, it's a great thing to have. And so how did my show go today? This weekend, it went great because I got to come see family.
There you go.
What a great motivational speaker over here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'll run through a wall for you after that.
Yeah. move over Chris Farley.
But I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think everything fit into the theme of how technology it was improving the hobby. You've got touch lights, you've got 3D printing accessories, you've got signs, you've got Decoder Buddy, and you've got more smaller decoders to fit into your stuff. I mean, the technology is what's making the hobby great right now.
Absolutely.
And I've said it before on your show, Ken, that I think we're in the golden age of this hobby because everything is so great, and in terms of the details, in terms of the work that's put into it. And I don't know about you guys, but when I go to these shows, you normally expect to see a lot of older people here at these shows, but when you go to the shows, right? But there was a good amount of people that were probably under the age of 35 at the show. And when people say that the hobby is dying, I don't believe that for a second.
Is there anybody under 35 here?
Oh yeah, of course.
2.
Yeah.
I just turned 24.
Yeah.
You're only 24.
So I'm saying,
wow.
the energy that's going to keep.
I know.
Look at him go.
But I agree with Curtis because I've gone to a lot of
You seem
RPMs.
more older and mature than that to me. You just do. You seem more seasoned than 24. But that's good.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
And I agree. I see a lot more of the younger folks at these RPMs because, the hard part is like, for example, with our hobby, in the time when we were in the hobby regularly.
Are you going way back when?
We're going in the way back machine.
Bowser, Lee
Are you going to Robot Saturn?
Well,
No, we're going back before
There's
that.
a time right
Bowser.
there.
The Bowser
Okay.
kits.
T1 locomotives. You make the T1 locomotives. Bowser made it. It was die cast. It came in a green box. And you had to build it.
You had to build it.
The Challenger, did they make a big boy? I don't know,
Yes.
but they made a Challenger.
So where I'm going with that is the shows that are the stores is where we used to go to have to learn everything.
Yes.
Okay.
The hobby shop. You go there and listen.
Correct.
While people talked.
Correct. And it was where you go. Well, nowadays, especially the younger group, they get all their stuff online. So they're watching our show here, for example, and they're learning from
we gotta
us.
be on our best behavior.
Yeah, we better be on our best behavior. Button up, Anyway, but the point is that they're going online, they're learning how to do stuff, they're watching your show, they're watching my YouTube channel, they're watching a lot of that stuff to learn how to do it, and then they're ordering online. So we're not seeing them at the national shows in mass like that, because the national shows take costs to travel, hotels, sign up for all the things, but an RPM is in their backyard. And they can go to that, and they can enjoy it, and that's where we, come out here.
And they're learning in person, like weathering techniques.
Correct.
There were those learning stations all across the RPM.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's another aspect of the RPMs. That's why I personally like RPMs and the Amhersts and the Novi NMRA shows. Those are great shows, but the RPMs provide a much more community base to it than other shows that don't provide that.
I had a gentleman that came up to me. He just happened to be just passing by, saw a sign somewhere, came in to the RPM. He has his own train show. It's in another state. I can't remember because I talked to a bunch of people today this last week. And he was absolutely amazed at what was at the RPM show. Because his train show, we're going to just call it a train show. The RPM show is not necessarily a train show. It is a vast amount of information and knowledge that you can come and learn. And he was flabbergasted, and he was a little sad that he didn't have something like that in his time. But he was really super happy that he got to stop today and see the show.
That's awesome.
One thing that I've seen a couple times is that 3 younger people, maybe before 20, maybe before 25, or 20, 25, 30, will come in and they know exactly what they want. I want this, this, and this, and 2 of those, and out they go, happy as a lark. And the 3 of them are, buddy saying, "Wow, this is really good." That happens quite often.
That's awesome. I'm going to run a video clip here I shot right before the show. There were some guys outside actually doing a photo shoot earlier. Shooting some beautiful locomotives. Who was that was shooting those models?
That's his models.
Joey? Was it Joey?
Yeah,
Gento's
Joey.
models? Those are beautiful. But I also had a lot of folks down here in the basement. It was too hot to be outside today. There was a few that tried. But everybody was inside. We got fans running. We fit them all down here. I'm running the video of all that while I'm talking about it. Thank you to everybody who did come out here, took the effort to come here to support the RPM meet, to come and learn, to come and be with each other. I said on the last show last week, I wanted to meet y'all, and then we're running around so fast, there was hardly time. But I think that this year we talked to more people, me and Joshua and Mike Buddy, than we have in years past, because we kind of slowed things down and we did all the work on the second day. So we socialized. It was just a blessing. Robert Steers and so many folks that couldn't come out here tonight and be on the show were there for the last 2 days, just hacking away and just making folks smile, just like you were doing. I mean, you had the most beautiful models, for real. They're on the table here. I've even got some of the Chesapeake and Ohio's. Is that what these are?
The K2 Mikados.
Right. Each one of those are different with different tenders. So we've been showing the trains running around in the room tonight. We've got one of the M1s running.
The Boston and Maine and Santa Fe Berkshires are coming around the bend.
The Boston and Maine Berkshires are going to be coming by here pretty soon as we start getting ready to close this one out. But the fact is, the models have been running fantastic. You talked about the little switcher here tonight. That thing has been running down here for 3 days, pulling those little passenger cars flawlessly. I mean, I can go mow the grass and prepare this and get this ready for the show and come back and she's not hung up on a switch.
He's just happy.
I know, I'm sorry, George. That's how it works. But this is the best hobby in the world with some of the best products, and your company is making some magnificent stuff. Send that word back to Bob.
I will.
He's doing great. I mean, do you know how much pleasure you bring people? Well, of course you do, because we extend our cash to show it.
But a lot of us also,
yes,
I appreciate that, but also a lot of us who are on this panel are also modelers.
Yes,
so the fact that we're all modelers and the fact that the products that come out are bringing pleasure to everybody.
Yes.
At the RPMs, at the Novis, at the Amherst, etc.
Yep.
Yes.
It's always refreshing when somebody comes up and says, "Thank you for making this. I didn't think I would see that."
Look at those class lights on that thing with his camera. You getting that train on camera right there? Is he even getting that train? The whole point is that those engines are gorgeous. You guys have done something to your headlights that just dynamite now.
Yeah,
You keep improving little bitty things.
every little thing we can try to improve on, we try to do it where it fits.
Never stop working. That's
Exactly.
what's happening. We're never stop
Exactly.
working.
I'm finding less and less I have to do to them. That's awesome.
Well, I'm appreciative of that, but I'm also appreciative of how successful the passenger cars have been. More importantly, because I no joke when I say this, I think 95% of the people that came up to my booth were asking about business cars. Yeah, gentleman right there. Yeah, we're asking about business cars, wanting more, and
It's like cabooses. They're signature models. Even if you don't have a layout, that car looks amazing on a shelf.
yes.
Right.
And if you put a track on it and power it up, I'm going to tell you a story, okay? Last night after the show, I crashed. I was in bed by 5, right? And somebody was knocking on the back door at 8, so I entertained for 2 hours a gentleman. And then we were running that train down here. And after he left, Holly came down here with me. We watched TV, and that train ran in the dark across the bridge behind us here. And out of nowhere, she just started talking about how beautiful the lighting is. You didn't light those cars like a Lionel train. You've got scale lighting in them.
Right, and the touch lights that we've added, the fact that you can place your hand on top of the sensor where the interior lights is, and if it's too bright for you, hold your finger and it'll dim.
Right.
And then just take your finger off when you like it, and it'll stay like that while you have track
hats off
power
to
on.
you.
It's just been so cool.
It was beautiful. Holly is not a model railroader, right?
Right.
But to sit there in my chair and watch her reaction as that went across the bridge, it made me proud. It is, what's the word? Credibility. It's not a bunch of guys playing with trains, even though that's what we're doing. But it adds credibility to the fact that you've got something so genuinely researched that this is way beyond where we started with our Tyco.
Right.
And I mean, hats off to you for
Thank
doing
you.
that.
Appreciate
that.
that.
Is not easy to do.
It's not, but when you put in the work, the hard work, and everybody here will attest to this. When you put in the work into your product, and the results
It will
are
show that realism comes out.
Exactly.
Yes.
For Holly to just go like, oh, look at that beautiful light.
That was
You've
neat. I
captured
loved it.
realism.
Right.
You caught her attention,
Yeah,
man.
you caught her
Right.
attention because
Exactly.
realism hit her. She's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching that last night, so I couldn't wait to tell you that. But I was going to tell you on the phone.
Right.
But now we're going to have to watch me
Now
tell
you
you.
just talk now you just talk to the
It's
hologram.
so much better.
exactly.
This is awesome, man. This is cool. All right, going around the table, have we covered everything tonight? We never stopped the stopwatch. I don't know how long the show is, but it sounds like we've gone around.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we're good.
Yep.
Okay. What do you think, folks? How'd we do tonight?
That's awesome.
Let's go run some trains, guys. Yeah. Okay, we need a thumbnail. Let camera run for 45 on that one. You can kill yours. We need a thumbnail. What do you want to do? You want to hold something? You got anything to hold?
It's gonna hurt.
I can tell you right now,
Apply pressure.
this guy is going to be everywhere. This is a beautiful, as you were talking about it, I'm
Right.
a switcher that, I can't remember the first layout that I went to go see. John, you remember the name of the gentleman
We're
that
doing-
first layout went to
We're
go see,
holding
the little
stuff.
tiny one?
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to hold that
And
40 tonner. Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
we were going to talk about that. You're going to power that up for me with that thing. Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
I'll
Oh,
take
that
that.
thing.
Yeah.
That
That
thing.
thing.
You know
The
what I
Blunami.
mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Everybody, look at Daniel and show some teeth. And that's how you get a thumbnail.
Excellent.
And keep that camera rolling for a few minutes. Thanks, guys. Good job. This was an
That's a nice
easy one.
locomotive.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
There have been harder shows to produce after the RPM. This one was smooth.
Good.
I wish you guys all lived in town. We'd have so much fun every week.